I am going to try save you a bunch of time and effort of having to go through what I did. If you have an 06 through 2017 Dyna and you're trying to replace the fork lock on it. I got the Climber manual instead of the Harley one, and the instructions in there are worthless, and there's not almost any good videos on how to do this on the internet, so I figured I'd just make one. First thing you need to do is take this little face plate off. Now, I already took this one off, but I put it back on because I was like, you know what, I should show other people how to do this. So what we're gonna do is just wedge it off, take it, pop it off, and there'll be this little face plate back behind here. Oh, where'd it go? There it is. And this was on there with like just a adhesive double stick tape type stuff. I took a pliers and kind of straightened it out, but I'll probably end up throwing it away and replacing it anyways. All you have to do is pry it off. Here's our new lock that's gonna go on, so you get an idea what that looks like before we get into it. There is a specialty tool for this, just regular 3/8 ratchet and an extension, but this is a Jim's, let's see if I can get in here so you can see it well, number 778. It's an ignition switch wrench. If you don't have one of these, it makes it easier, but if you don't have one, you can just jam needle nose pliers into each two of the holes, spread it and put it in there, or just make a little tool your own, that's fine. First thing we're gonna do is we're gonna put the tool in and we're gonna loosen this faceplate. Going the wrong way, you have to tighten it to loosen it. So you have to go clockwise to actually loosen the faceplate. And see how now we've got some movement, some play here. This tool can also be a little bit of a pain because these notch pieces here, they'll push out of the back. You may have to push them back forwards. I know I popped my knuckles a couple times when these things came loose on me. We're gonna take our tank bolts here, pop those out. I got my nice little IMZZ 12-point fancy bolts. Whatever you got in there, just pop them off, the front and rear. Before we take the front one off, we've got to take the seat off, so we're gonna pull our little seat knob. And I really like these little Saddleman seat cushion pads. They're little rubber pads that sit in there so you don't scratch out of your tank. But either way, there's the rear tank bolt. That's actually all that's holding this tank on here. So we can just kind of take this. We don't need to move it a long ways, just enough that we can get to under here. Because what makes the 06 through 17 Dyna special is this neck casting. Under here, there's a little plastic trap door. There you can see it. That whole thing is a plastic trap door, and you can just pop that out and reach everything that's back behind there. And to get that off, there's this little tab. We're just gonna push that in and pop it down. There's one on each side. When we do that, we can get that out. Now, I need two hands for this. There, I think it's coming now. See, there we go, trap door. It took me way too long to figure out though, is how to get this out. I fought with it, and eventually I figured out, right, focus. Right there, that is a plastic plug, this thing here. And if you pick it with your fingernail, pull on it, as soon as it pops out, there goes your lock. And you just reach in through here, and voila. Lock. So there's the one that we just pulled out, and here's the new one that we're putting in. I don't remember if I said it correctly or not in the video earlier as I was pulling stuff out, but you see how this face twists on here, and it's just on some threads, but you want to make sure it's screwed all the way in clockwise. So it's all the way screwed up against the face of this, because as it screws out, it'll push up, and that's what locks it into place. Slip and slider into position, if she'll let you. Oh, she twisted on me. Which way does it go? Somewhere around here. I'll edit this out. Once we get it in place, we're going to do the reverse as we did before. We'll just twist this one counterclockwise till she twists on flush like this. And then we'll grab our 3/8 and then twist it in there. Torque spec. Never heard of her. Yep, that feels about good. You know what? Let's give her one more. Because why not? A little tighter ain't never hurt nothing. There we go. Don't forget, we got to put our little frustration plug back in there that caused all this to start with. And we'll take our little trap door that I'm sure is helping us to avoid all sorts of problems that we don't know exist. Warding off all sorts of evil from getting into the neck. Pop that back in. And we're going to kind of put our tank back in place here. Why don't I ever do these things when the tank is empty? And we'll do the front one. Come on, line up. Kind of double check and make sure we don't have any electrical or fuel lines pinched in there. Not to worry, if you do have something pinched in there, it'll tell you eventually. Righty-tighty, lefty, and it's gonna fall on the floor. Having it tight is important, but what's more important is that you have color coordinated washers. Now you could go on Amazon or eBay or whatever and just get you another one of these, or you could go put some glue on the back of this and put it right back on there. You have this little indexing piece right there that you can notch it up with, or you can do what I did, go on eBay and get yourself a different one that does not look like your original, because what fun are bikes if you can't customize them and make them yours and unique? This one's not even for a Dyna, it's for FLH, I think, but it looked cool. And I was like, you know what? Let's see if it fits. So we're about to find out. So we're going to line up that indexing piece with unlock to unlock, and lock to lock is over here. And it's not going to interface with this piece because on this one, the notch is on the inside, it turns out. But we're going to stick this on here anyways. And there we go. Now we have a little less shiny chrome and a little more cool blacked out looking stuff, even though it's just a sticker. So there you go. That's how you change out the fork lock on a Dyna.